Welcome back to the channel, YouTube. How are you doing today? And we are back with more guides, tips and tricks for the Division 2. And I've been talking a lot about gear sets. Thank you for looking at the camera. I've been looking at a lot of gear sets just lately. I've been covering kind of the ins and outs of how to build loadouts, what gear's all about, showing you a few builds, but I haven't actually showed you how to farm gear yet. So we're across at the summit today and we're going to go through and explain one of the ways of farming gear, and that is the summit mode. We're going to explain the summit mode to you today. Should be good. Let's do it. So, if you haven't hopped into the summit yet and you really are looking to get better and better gear, this could be the mode for you. Now, what is the summit? How to unlock it, G4? Where do I find it? All that good stuff. We're going to cover all that today, and we're going to cover what you can do when you get there, and there's lots and lots of stuff to do in this mode as you make your way up all the different floors. So, essentially what this is this is a skyscraper with 100 floors in it. Yes, that's right, I said 100 floors. And the idea is to make your way from floor 1 all the way to 100 and beat the mode. Sounds easy? Yeah, not so easy. And there's many adjustments you can do to your character, to the level of difficulty to farm gear, but we'll get into that. So first of all, how do I unlock the mode? Well, this, as I said, is an end of game mode. You will have to complete the Warlords of New York DLC or expansion, and once you do that, once you have the final battle in that expansion, I'm not going to ruin it for you if you haven't played it already, then this mode will unlock automatically. So you see, I've done that G4, I've done the expansion for Warlords of New York, I've unlocked everything. Where do I find it? Okay, let me show you. So to get to the summit, it's pretty easy. Bring up the map. Have a look up in the northeast corner of the map, all the way over here, and you'll find Summit right there. And yeah, just hit the fast travel button and off we go. Okay, I'm here, G4. What do I do now? Okay, so basically here is where you'll end up. You'll end up in the stairs. Just run straight up the stairs and just hook a left here, and you'll see the indicator right in front of you. Now, before you go running in, guns are blazing, just make you aware of a few things then in the lobby here. So then in the lobby there's a whole lot of stuff. So if you flicked over here and you're not prepared or whatever, it's a whole lot of things ready for you. So obviously there's a vendor here, so if you need to buy any gear or whatever, now you can actually return to the lobby at certain points and sell all your gear if you need to. I don't tend to do that, but you can do that. There's a crafting station, so if you want to do some tweaking or craft something, you can. If you want to do some matchmaking, and you can play this game either solo or you can play with friends, so if you want to do some matchmaking, there's a matchmaking station. The recalibration menu is there to tweak your items, and you also have your stash. So if you haven't got everything ready, don't panic. You can grab your stuff at your stash, get everything ready in the lobby here, and then we are good to go to floor 1. Now, when you run up to the elevator here, you'll see there is a prompt that says open menu, and this is where you can set what you like. Now, so a few things I suggest you do before you go up in the elevator, and we'll show you this menu first. So you press the button and it'll bring up this here. So you can either continue, and you can see I'm already on floor 40. I've already done this once, so this is my second run, but you can change your settings here. So you can set your difficulty to whatever you like, and understand that the higher the difficulty, the better loot that's going to drop for you. But obviously you have to have the gear to be able to do the difficulty, so it's kind of chicken and egg stuff. And the other thing you can do is you can actually set directives. Now, directives, when you set a directive, it'll mean that the chances of loot dropping will be higher, and also you'll get more XP from doing that. So it's another level of difficulty, I guess, with adding directives. So you go through the directives, just read what they say, and you can see down the bottom there when I click on it, no regen, armor never regenerates after an encounter. It can be manually healed, so if that's a challenge you want to put, you can put on. Hard to earn, start with no armor kits, only acquire armor kits by filling the signature weapon ammo bar, blah blah blah. So there's a whole lot of these directives that you can put on to earn more and more stuff if that's what you want to do. And these are always here regardless of what difficulty level you set. So that's the first two things for you to understand. The next thing I would suggest is just go into the map menu, okay, and you can see all the different levels there. But go across to challenges and set yourself some challenges, because there are a number of rewards for you when you do the summit. So two types of challenges. There are tactical challenges and ascent challenges. And essentially, these are pretty easy to do. Just go through them. You can see they'll ramp up in their difficulty levels from easy all the way through to hard. And yeah, just pick the ones that you want to do. I'd suggest you have at least one of each on at all times while you're making your way up. Some of them are very, very easy. Let's see if we can see what ones that I've completed. So there you go. Crates opened with access keys 3 of 3. And I'll show you what that's about in a sec. What other one have I completed down here? Okay, so there you go. Complete any of the following. So artillery turret kills, explosive kills, drone kills, sticky bomb kills. I use the bombardier drone a lot, so you can just you know, pick what you like there, and you can see on the right hand side there is all the challenge rewards. So for the first reward, so the first challenge you complete, you get the first reward, second reward, and so on and so forth. Now there are a number of things that you will collect, one of those being the capacitor. If you're not sure what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the capacitor, well, here it is here. It is an assault rifle. It's an exotic assault rifle, and it's probably the first exotic that I got playing this mode. So exotics will drop in this mode, by the way. And yeah, this is pretty handy piece of kit. So if you want to get your hands on the capacitor, that's all you have to do. You just have the rewards on complete 5, bing bong bish, and that's what you get as your reward. Very, very easy to do. You're in the game mode anyway. You're working your way up through the floors. Switch them on, get the capacitor. You won't regret it. So the second thing I suggest you do, you'll see when I have the all tab selected where I have the different floors of the summit there, have a look down in that left hand corner and it says select targeted loot, and this is really why I play the summit. It's a chill out mode for me, but I do it primarily for farming. So just choose that, and here we go. It brings up all the loot in the game by different weapon types, by different gear types, by brands, by everything. And so you can just select what you like and farm it. Farm your heart away as you're working through the game, and it gives you something additional to do in this mode. And you can see at the moment, what am I farming? Badger Tough gear set for a specific reason, which I'll talk to you in a minute about. Now, one other thing, as you go through the summit game mode, you are going to open crates, and in some of those crates are going to be these exotic materials. Now, there is a hidden little Easter egg in this game mode, and that revolves around a specific gear piece, and I'll show you it in a second. But make sure that you complete this as far as picking up. You need 5 of these exotic materials as you go through the game mode, and it will open up an additional quest for you, or an additional project, so to speak. So I've brought you to the crafting station, and you'll see here, right here, look, exotic 0 of 1, venture into the summit, scavenge its restricted areas, and you will get a blueprint. but oh, very mysterious. You see it's blanked out. Haven't got it yet. What could that be, G4? Well, I'm going to show you what that is, because once you get those exotic pieces, it will open up this project down here. Now, this is a project that you need to complete to get the Ridgeway Pride body armor, exotic body armor. And so I've seen various requirements for this particular piece in this project. For me at the moment, I have to donate a weapon with sadist talent on it, which I've done, donate an exotic component, which I've done, and now I'm farming for a Badger Tough gear piece which has perfectly unbreakable on it, the perfectly unbreakable talent. Once I get that, donate it, and I will pick up the Ridgeway Pride gear piece. So that's in the summit, and that's a kind of little Easter egg that you can work towards if you choose to. If you don't have enough already, is in your project, weekly project. And we'll go across here, and we'll go. You can see down there in the middle, second row down, summit, complete 30 floors. So if you're going to play this mode, why not pick up an exotic cache as a reward, an additional reward just for playing the summit? And this drops every single week, ladies and gentlemen, every single week. So you can just farm to your heart's content, and you get a couple of exotics along the way, plus the name item, plus a crafting blueprint. So what's not to like? Oh my god, G4, so much to think about. We haven't got in the lift yet. Well, let's do that. We'll go up and you show you the animation to go up in the lift. But generally, that's it. We get up in the lift, get onto your first floor, work your way through. Now, as you work your way through this game mode, it will save every 3 floors that you complete. If you only complete 2 and you die, you have to go back to floor 1 and do it all again. So, yeah, that's a thing. Every 10 floors, you're going to get a boss fight. So just be ready for that also. So, now if you haven't checked my loadout, how to build loadout video, it might be useful to do so, because you can use different loadouts to your advantage in the summit. Now, my suggestion is, if you want to change your loadout, either do it just as you exit the lift or just before you go into a room. But obviously when there are boss fights in this game, you might want a slightly different setup to tackle named bosses, and you will also come across rogue agents, and that you will be warned ahead of time that those guys are coming up. Generally it will happen when you exit the lift. It will give you a prompt. So maybe at that point you can change your loadout and you're ready for that battle. So if you haven't seen that video yet, check it out. I'm sure it'll be helpful for you, and it will keep you ahead of the curve, so to speak, keep you up, make sure that you don't die that often. And you're going to get caught every so often, because with every level you're going to play, the rooms are going to change, the challenges are going to change in this game, and so you're going to eventually get caught. But hopefully if you've got different gear sets set up or loadouts set up, it might mitigate how often that happens to you. So let's move on and talk about the special chests that you find all over the game. So every so many levels you're going to find a room like this, and it's going to have that big crate you can see sitting in the corner there. Always check all the loot in this room. You can find keys and all kinds of stuff, but we're here for that big chest. Now, if you get to this chest and you haven't picked up the key, then this chest will not open, but you can see you get additional loot for free. And it's a thing that I suggest that you do when you're working your way through this game, is make sure that you're checking all your corners. One, for the specific key, and I'll show you what that looks like in a second, but also you're going to find a number of rooms that you can open and they'll have additional loot in them. So the summit keys are pretty easy to find. You can hardly miss them, but they sometimes are tucked away in corners, so be aware of it. Generally it's on the floor before the save point. Not always, but generally, and that's what it looks like right there. Big yellow key, pick it up and you'll be able to open that chest. But like I said, make sure you're keeping an eye out for those, because sometimes I've missed a few on a couple of floors, and there's nothing more annoying than getting to that big chest and not having the key for it, I can tell you. So that's pretty much all you really need to know. There is a little surprise waiting for you on the floor 100, but I am not going to spoil that for you. I'm not going to tell you what that is, but you do get an additional reward for completing the game and for completing the mode, so to speak. And yeah, that's a doozy once you get to level 100. Be aware that each level, each floor you go up, it's going to get harder and harder as well. So yeah, it is a very good little mode for farming. It's a good little mode for chilling. Like I said earlier, you can either do it on your own or you can do it with friends. Up to you. But I'd suggest, why not just hop in and give it a try. I highly recommend this mode if you're looking to do something a little bit different with the Division. Guys, I hope this has been useful for you. I hope it's got you a little bit excited about the summit. If it has, a like rating's always appreciated. I love hearing your comments, so if you've got any experiences that you want to share with me regarding the summit or anything else with the Division, please leave a comment down below. If you're not subscribed, make sure you've hit the red button, and we will catch you next time on the channel. See ya.